that 80% of the things that you would do to be well optimized for search are the same things that you would need to do in order to be surfaced in these different LLMs when somebody puts a prompt in, right? And we're talking about a bunch of old school things. We just brought up metadata, which there we go again, just spouting stuff off and not defining it. But even like, backlinks, articles, and you talked about the garbage and the slop that bots are creating, the dead internet out there. I mean, that reminded me of SEO, right? Like there was a whole like underpinning of the dead internet just to support all the agencies pushing SEO out there, where you have articles that no human would ever read, but they're serving a function as far as driving SEO for that brand, right? So you've heard similar things, correct?
Oh,
100%.
100%. Yeah, you know what? I'm sort of chuckling inside a little bit. So, I've been speaking about this since 2022, right? And I think back to some of my early presentations. Marketers were some of the first paying attention. And I remember this really cheesy slide I had that it was just like in big, bold letters that your job as a marketer is still the same as it's ever been. You are still there. You need to create diverse content that educates, it entertains, it provides authority, it provides differentiated perspectives, humor, whatever it is. Otherwise, you have no reason to be in the conversation. And the conversation landscape is moving more into the LLMs than ever before, but your job is still the same. So yeah, to be a good GEO artist, you need to be a way better marketer than you've ever been before to feed that beast. The difference being that you have a lot more weight on your non-controlled information than your controlled information, which stinks because it's really hard to control that external like zeitgeist around your brand through Reddit and Trustpilot and whatever. I mean, you just assume everybody's being genuine and you're putting out the best product you possibly can, which is a stretch,
a lot of
right?
that stuff is seeded, to be fair, right?
A lot of it is seeded anyway, but so it's easy to be cynical about this. But say you're just a really wholesome brand like that gift brand I was talking about, like awesome brand.
And you don't have a review farm in the Philippines correcting out thousands of reviews on your behalf, right?
So, but it is authentic, but there's not much you can do to control of that. You can, without just like doing really disingenuous things. So again, sorry founders, one of the best things you can do is get out there in front of this and be on podcasts and be engaging with your consumers and things like that, because that is a differentiated voice that can play into all of this. So I buy it in that, yeah, we're doing a lot of the same things that we were doing before, but the weight has shifted more off-site than it was previously. So doing 400 on-site blogs, even if they're awesome and they're differentiated, is probably going to have less value than being on podcasts, being in media, like having this stellar online reputation. So honestly, PR is probably more important than it's been in a long time.